All right, let's get this started. We have 10 to 15 notable either fashion and or streetwear brands in 2023. This is a list that I comprised of over this past year or two. Some of the brands I'm familiar, and then some of the brands actually I kind of just found out about them a couple days ago. Thought it'd be noteworthy for the channel. And then also, if you do have your own streetwear brand and or just fashion brand and you're looking for manufacturers and or fabric suppliers and things like that, I do have a Patreon that you can go and check out, and the link is in the description. I don't normally always shout that out, but I figured I'd put it in the beginning of the video. It just makes sense. So it's your boy, it ain't easy, and let's go ahead and start the video. Alright, the first brand that we have up is called Jeong Kim, which I believe is the name of the owner himself, and a lot of people are talking about it. This is more so specialty, you know, Stockton boutiques like H. Lorenzo, maybe even Atelier New York. But he's known for sun drying or sun fading, I think is the correct term for it, different pieces. So if you see some of these pieces here, a lot of the contrast and color comes from him laying out the jacket for I don't know how long he does it for, but there's an art to it, okay? This is, again, very specialty, all right? And each piece, of course, at that point comes out very different, and he's killing it right now. You know what I'm saying? This is such a good idea. It's one of those things where you're just like, how did I not think of that? Because people were already doing it. We had seen this with vintage heads that resell Carhartt, and then when they buy the Carhartt, they'll sun fade it themselves to get a more dried out look, and then jack up the price by like $200-300 for like a Detroit Carhartt jacket or something like that. He's doing it for entire collections. Like, this is his theme, and he's definitely killing it right now. You should go ahead and check him out, and if you can, shoot him a follow. So Badsun.us is a brand that has been popping, bro. It's pretty big. I mean, if you just look at the follower count and then the traction that it gets for some of the posts that it makes on the pieces, I personally think that a lot of these pieces are popping off because they're really good at making product photos. Their attention to detail when it comes to those product photos is beyond me. Like, I just like the shock value for posting some of that stuff is probably why this brand has taken off, but also notably because of the pieces. It's not just because of the product shots, you feel me? I mean, if you look at these, I think they're canvas with like this leaf embroider. These are popping off. The hoodies are also popping off, and I believe a lot of it is sold out because when you go on the website, you can't buy any of it. It's like 2 t-shirts available, you feel me? But anyways, it makes it onto a bunch of different mood board pages. I found out about it through Twitter, and I just think that they're killing it right now. So if you can, shoot them a follow, and check out some of their other pieces they have coming up. So Chenji is the next brand I wanted to mention. This is a fellow YouTuber on the platform who kind of started on YouTube talking about going to different fashion shows, very well connected within the industry, and then started his own brand. I believe his first pop-up for the first collection was in Tokyo, and I've just kind of been following since the beginning. I mean, if you look at even from collection 1 of the like distressed white, I believe, Japanese denim, I thought that was very impressive. And then moving on, he's even made like really intricate pieces like this jacket right here, which is kind of like a bomber slash backpack slash sling bag, or it connects in order to be a sling around you in order to carry it around you. I thought that was pretty genius. Shout out Tom for the YouTube update on some of the samples that they're coming out with, and shout out Polo. And I believe the name Chenji comes from the 2 owners. So originally I thought it was Chung, but Chen and Ji is the last names I think they put together. And he's also Chinese, which is pretty dope, pretty notable for, you know, representation and things. So they're killing it right now. They got a bunch of samples, and hopefully you can get your hands on some. So for the next brand we're going to talk about is going to be Tom Bogo. I almost didn't put on the list because this one's blowing up pretty big. It's got a bunch of celebrity co-signed, they've collaborated, or Tom Bogo himself has collaborated with notable sneaker brand names and fashion brand names. And he's actually based here in Oakland, as far as I understand. The way I ran across it was I myself did a pop-up in Oakland for Haven Court, and before booking the space for the gallery, I had gone onto Google Images and I was looking through who else had used the space prior, and then his photo popped up of his clothing collection he did maybe like a year prior, and I was like, who's Brad? I'd never seen this before. Got onto his page and I was like, oh, okay, so he started in Oakland, he went to New York City for fashion school, came back, started his brand, and he's been killing it ever since. You feel me? And he's even stocked right now. It's stashed right at the boutique right in the Dog Patch in Frisco. So again, salute Tom Bogo. He's killing it at the moment. He's got a bunch of different pieces, a lot of variety as well, and he's still continuing to hone in his design language as we speak. So it's definitely worth a follow. Alright, for the next brand that I wanted to bring up is called Johnson Leathers. Big shout out to Vince. He was the one that introduced me because he knew that I was making this leather jacket that I'm wearing. And this is the first leather jacket that I've ever made. But he happened to start working for Johnson Leathers, that's based in San Francisco. And they manufacture everything in San Francisco, in-house. Also owned by Asians, which that one caught me off guard as well. So a little bit of, you know, Chinese American representation there. And I had a chance to visit their shop. They've done a bunch of collaborations with notable brands, which I'll kind of put a list right here for you. And you know, great, amazing customer service. And also, if you're just looking for a leather jacket, that is the place to go. As far as I understand, they also manufacture for different police departments all around the Bay Area. And they've also done work with Green Day. Like, what? And then I come to find out that Green Day is also from the Bay. What? Did not know that. But anyway, side note, they're also making pieces that are not so form-fitting anymore, because, you know, something a little bit less traditional, a little bit more on the casual side of things, oversized type jackets and stuff like that. And Vince is killing it at the moment. He still might even have some available, so I would go ahead and hit him up and check that out. My last visit with them, I kind of spoke with them. I'm actually making some leather pants with them, and then we also might be doing a collaboration. So, you know, a little bit of shameless plug there, you know what I mean? But big shout out to Vince, shout out Damon, who is the owner, shout out Johnson Leathers. Go check them out in San Francisco. They've been doing it since 1978. Alright, the next brand that we got up is actually a raw selvage denim brand, actually, which is local out here in the Bay Area, and that's called Telesin. They are local to San Francisco, more specifically, and I do believe that they also manufacture still in San Francisco, which is rare, so to speak. I know a lot of people normally outsource that kind of stuff. I heard about this brand when I first started my selvage denim brand myself, Haven Court, and I was trying to manufacture things here in the US. I got linked up with someone who recommended me to a manufacturer. That's when I found out about Telesin, and then I started following them pretty much ever since. To tell you the truth, there are a lot of raw selvage denim brands, whether based here in California or any other state for that matter, that are more so on the lesser known factor. You know, maybe not as known as something like Iron Hearts or 316 or Sugarcane, but there's still a lot of them out there, and I just kind of wanted to put them on the map because they're local. And they also, you know, they cater to that Japanese, not Japanese Americana, but more so that Americana look, that very just American look, if I were to put that bluntly, because I know a lot of people have jumped into that, and it could definitely work. So if you're looking to support something local, or just here based in San Francisco, give them a holler. Here's their Instagram, and we're gonna move on. So Prototype Formula is the name of the next brand I wanted to talk about. Now, I don't know where they're from exactly. It might be Vietnam or somewhere in Asia, but I wanted to bring them up because I just like the overall branding and the aesthetic that they chose. They kind of chose a corner that hasn't necessarily been taken, other than like war type brands or Alpha Industries. They do it's like this flight theme of airplanes and flight and pilot theme. So if you look at some of these ads here, I think they just nailed in the coffin when it came to the lookbook. They just did an amazing job. And also, I also like some of the pieces that they made, which is this hat that's connected to the glasses. I just thought that was amazing. Like, what the hell? And then I, of course, looked it up. Sold out, you know what I'm saying? Of course sold out, so I didn't have a chance to get one. I thought it was pretty sick, you know? I kind of want it. It's pretty affordable, too. But yeah, check them out, man. It's one that I just kind of discovered. I haven't known too much about them, but overall branding, overall marketing, I think that they're killing it in that department. Shout out to them. Go ahead and shoot them a follow, you know? Bro, we got more, man. I don't even think we're halfway through this list yet, but shout out the next brand that's called, I believe it's called Discontinued, but is abbreviated. Another one I found off of, it might be TikTok, it might be Instagram, I don't know which one. They got exactly what everyone is looking for right now. They got jorts, they got wide pants, they got box crop tees or just like regular blank tees. A lot of what they're selling is crop, but just the fact alone that they have this many jorts and this many colors available to you, this is like a corner store essential right here. Like, this is the same thing you could probably find at like SJ Blue Jeans, you know what I mean, or your local corner store that sells white tees, and they might even sell jorts in there, you know. But this is more so for like that Instagram online side of things, and fits right into the aesthetic of what people are buying right now when it comes to Samba's high socks and jorts. I thought I'd throw it on the list. Discontinued. Go ahead and shoot them a follow on their Instagram page. I might get butchered in the comments for this next one that I'm gonna bring up. It's not low-key, it's not necessarily underrated, but I kind of think it is, and that's gonna be Neighborhood. I'm bringing up Neighborhood because I can't even remember the last time I saw someone that pulled up on me wearing Neighborhood. And I also can't remember the last time even someone brought up the conversation of Neighborhood. Like, Neighborhood obviously is like a grandfathered streetwear brand. You know, if we were to make a streetwear video game, you would just, you're by default, you have to make a brand in the game called Neighborhood Bape and Supreme, right? That's just like, it's by default, you know what I mean? Or Stussy, right? I mean, it's just been around for a very, very long time. I don't know if the original owners are still there or not, but I wanted to bring it up because, you know, they make incredible pieces, and they also make really great denim as well, which some of them are just incredibly hard to find, but that's besides the fact. But a lot of the fades that they do are very realistic, and I forgot what boutique I went to, but I got reintroduced to it again after so many years, because, and then when I saw it, I was like, man, this is great stuff. I wonder why no one's talking about it. And then also, you know, I come from super future forums, you know what I'm saying, and like the Bape Talk days, and in those days we used to hunt Neighborhood denim with, I don't know how many years later, 10 to 12 or 13 years later. And it's like they're still doing great stuff, and I don't know why it's not talked about. So on the note of underappreciated, I think it makes the list. Low key, no, not so much. I think everyone knows the brand. But as far as how many people have it on right now and still talking about it to this day, I don't know. I'm hoping it gets another kick, another wind. No different than how raw selvage denim got a kick and another wind as of this past like 3 to 4 years, you know what I'm saying? So shout out Neighborhood, OG Japanese Tokyo Harajuku type brand, and yeah, check them out if you haven't already. Alright, so this next brand almost needs no introduction because I feel like it's been shouted out many times, but it's, you know, on the scale of crazy popularity, I don't think it's reached that yet, and that's got to be Bleeding Indigo. I think a lot of people that might watch YouTube or watch Ray, or you're heavily on Instagram and you followed that Japanese Americana, or just Americana or wartime type aesthetic, if you followed that for a time being, you definitely ran across Bleeding Indigo. I think the jackets that they make are they're top notch, you know, when it comes to the cut, how wide they are, and you know, they're kind of cropped up because, you know, that's what a lot of people want at the moment. But they also take a lot of, I believe, vintage military fabrics, and then they kind of do like this patchwork with a lot of their stuff. They even do their own Boro work as well. Some of the footage I'm showing you here is probably from Ray, but yeah, they've been killing it, bro, and they've been pushing numbers too. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to give them one more shout out. And if you like this aesthetic, then you know this is something right up your alley. So Thug Club, yes, interesting name. I'm putting it on the list because I recently went to Costa Mesa to the Find Hidden, shout out to Tony, for the Find Hidden event, and I felt like that was the brand everyone kind of kept bringing up, whether in conversation, and it was kind of eye-catching because they kind of have like this, a little bit of a extension of a Balenciaga / Korean streetwear brand, you know, aesthetic. So that already, you know, is already winning in that department. But then also they were selling these boxers, which I don't know if you've seen these, but it says "suck my dick" on them. And yeah, man, like I think those boxers sold out at the at the event. You feel me? Like of all things, oh, okay, word, you know. And apparently it's doing well. I went to go check their page. You know, 100,000 followers deep. I mean, they got to be doing something right. Shout out Thug Club. I'm not gonna sit here and act as if I know everything about the brand when I don't. They're stocked now in Costa Mesa at Find Hidden. Hopefully those boxers and some of the hats that they made, the flaming hats, aren't sold out by now. You can go check it out in person. It is what it is, and we're gonna move on. All right, so the last brand that we got up is called Nanamika. And I ran across this super random when I was in the city like 3-4 weeks ago. I bought this shirt. I didn't know much about the brand. I kind of went through the rack. I kind of liked it. It was like elevated basics, so to speak. But anyways, I come to find out, I look it up, and then so Nanamika is the purple label or the sub-label of the North Face. And it was made for people who lived in Japan that wanted to buy North Face, but like a fashionable side of North Face. Shout out Reggie for kind of educating me a little bit on that too. I was also watching his video, kind of Googled it a little bit, and that's the conclusion that I came up with. So it's a dope brand. They got a lot of, again, a lot of elevated basics, a lot of stuff that people are looking for at the moment. And I think you'll like it. Give it a shot. Don't take their product shots for face value. They don't look the best. I think you need to go in store if you have a local store near you that sells it. Check it out in person, touchy-feely, you know what I mean? And then you might pick something up. All right, I'm gonna end this here, man. I literally have another 7 more. I might save it for another video, and or I might have to make a new list because I realized that the last brands on the list are all like they're like Balenci archive opium type brands, like all in Korea. Like there's like 15 of them. I'm like, you know what? I don't think these people want to hear it. Anyways, if I missed something, put it in the comments. If you have questions, put it in the comments. I'll try my best to link everything down below. I haven't made a video like this in a very long time, so I had to give the annual renewal here. So it's your boy. It ain't easy. I will see you next time. Bye bye now.